This video was produced by the Top Cut. Be sure to check out thetopcut.net, your home for Pokemon TCG, tournament coverage, professional game analysis, and interviews with the best players in the world. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to Game 2 of the top 4 at the Wisconsin Regional Championships. Adam Keibler is up a game against our very own Kyle Pooka Sucevich, and Kyle is going to get to go first again. He did get to go first game 1, but, a Mewtwo start with no supporter quickly spelt doom for Kyle. But maybe he'll turn things around, and he does get double tails with dual ball. So, not what Kyle wants to see, and we once again see Kyle with no supporter. So this is 2 games in a row that Kyle has not played any supporters. Very unlucky, but he did get. That's how he got through his top 8. He had no supporters, and then his opponent had no supporters, and it was just a weird series. So if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that. But we do see Kyle here doing a turn 1 charge, and Thundurus is really the best opener you can have versus the CMT deck. So it's a good start by Kyle, but he's definitely going to need some help with his next card. Adam Pokegearing, not really sure whether he has a supporter or not. He probably does, but he definitely does not want to play N. That's like, again, N is like the one card you don't want to play against Kyle because it looks like almost consistently Kyle's hand has been just terrible. So you never want to give him a chance to get a better hand, and just keep him way behind you in terms of tempo. So Adam will need another basic though. There we go. He drops on the Mewtwo and puts a DC on it, and is just saying, "Hey, my Mewtwo is going to be pretty strong next turn." But I did see Kyle draw a Lightning Energy, so even though he won't be able to get a supporter this turn, he at least will be taking a prize, and he does have another basic, so he's looking out for the possibility that Mewtwo could knock out that Thundurus. It's a little difficult, but it could be done. Just needs another DCE and a plus power. So we do see another Pokegear, and it does hit a Juniper. Does it hit any other supporter? Nope. Just gonna get Juniper with it, and he's just probably gonna play down his hand and just use Juniper, looking for that DCE and plus power, and just try to keep up the aggression. He senses. It's like he senses blood in the water, and he's just going for it. So Mewtwo, pretty strong, and there's the plus power. So now all he needs is DCE, and he drops another Mewtwo. So he's really going all in with this Mewtwo, and even he hits the DCE first card he draws off that Juniper. So Adam is just blazing through this top 4 match, and he's going to knock out the Thundurus. Kyle cannot be very happy with this move, and he's really going to have to draw a supporter. He's like dire needs of a supporter this turn. However, he is up against multiple Mewtwo's, so Kyle can still maybe pull this out. It just all depends on whether he has another basic and whether he has supporters. It looks like so he does get a Dynamo. Catcher's up the bench Mewtwo, so he's just trying to buy some time here. Gives it. Oh, he even has a DC and he has the Pont. So it looks like he drew a Pont or Dynamo off the prize and the other card off the top. So great turn by Kyle, really putting some damage onto the bench Mewtwo, which is going to net him a free 2 prizes later on with something that isn't Mewtwo. He can just attack it with pretty much anything, and so he's just locking up 2 more prizes for himself. He does drop a Zekrom. Would like to see some more Dynamos, but that would require maybe some more dual balls. He may not have it, so not too big of a deal if he doesn't drop any more Dynamos. Adam is now on the back foot. He has a Mewtwo powered up to just knock out anything, but it's on the bench. It can't attack, and he's going to need maybe a energy Sky Arrow or a Switch. Switch would be the most ideal situation for Adam. But we'll see. He plays End, so now that Kyle's played a supporter, Ends are no longer like this card you can't play. It's perfectly fine to play it now. Both players just drawing 5. So let's see how Adam can maybe get himself out of the sticky situation he's in. He draws a lot of energy and then a Pont, so not the best draw for Adam. He may want to just abandon this Mewtwo. However, Kyle does have Buffalon active, so it's not like his Mewtwo's in immediate danger, but if Kyle just somehow has another DCE, that Mewtwo is just out of there. Yeah, let's... Is that a Regigigas in Adam's hand? I'm not sure. Maybe. Regigigas is a pretty good type card for CMT. It's very good versus Durant, and I think it's pretty useful versus the Zekrom Eelektrik matchup. It is a EX though, so it does have some risks to go with it, but it's overall not bad. I definitely like the card. And Kyle's just like, yep, I'm just gonna dump everything in Juniper. Let's see what I get. And I think I saw a Dynamo, so he will be able to get some more Dynamos into play. But does he hit the DCE needed to use Buffalon to knock out that Mewtwo? That's really the question here. Another combination that would do it is maybe the Free Retreat Dynamo, a Switch, there's the Eelektrik, and a Lightning Energy. That would also do it. But that requires way more cards. We do see a Dual Ball for one head, so Kyle throughout the match has gone 50-50 on Dual Ball. Not too bad. That's definitely the ratio you want it at. I like if you at least get 1 heads per Dual Ball, you're pretty happy with it. If you get 2 heads, you're just like whatever. That just makes things easier. If you get 2 tails, that's just like the worst. Just a note: if you do play Dual Ball, please use them 1 at a time. You really shouldn't play like 2 Dual Balls and then roll 4 dice. That's kind of cheating. It does affect your decisions, because if you can get 3 Pokemon instead of going, oh no, I got 0, or like say you still get 2 Pokemon, right? But say the first Dual Ball is Double Tails, then that definitely affects your decision, and things like that. So, we do just see a poke with the Buffalon for 20 damage, and that Mewtwo will get a second energy on it. Maybe use it to retreat with, but that Mewtwo is not very long for this world if it stays in the active spot. I do see a Junk Arm, so Adam definitely has a lot of options. He does have a Pont in his hand, but this option is going to be pretty costly. The one thing that Adam has to have throughout the game is energy cards. He doesn't have the energy acceleration from the discard like Kyle does, so those energies in his hand and in the deck are so precious. He does play down a second energy onto Mewtwo and is just going for the Pont. And with Kyle is looking pretty good for this game. There is one Mewtwo that's pretty much ready to be knocked out, and the bench Mewtwo has 4 energy on it, so a Mewtwo from Kyle's own side would knock it out in 1 hit. But Adam does have a few catchers in his hand, so he may be able to do some work with those catchers. However, if he does knock anything out and lets the Buffalon just stay alive, then it'll just keep coming in and using revenge. So we do see a catcher coming in for Kyle, and it looks like, okay, so he is going to retreat for the benched Mewtwo and just knock out Kyle's Tornadus. He's he's pretty much given up the fact that Kyle has so many Dynamos and Electrics on his board that he'll never be able to knock them all out. So he's just gonna take what he can with take out all of Kyle's attackers that he can. However, Kyle does have N and he does have Catcher, so Adam's going to be drawing 4 here, Kyle's going to be drawing 5, and that Buffalont will be taking 2 prizes that it's worked so hard to get against that Mewtwo. And Kyle will be going up to 3 prizes in a little bit. Let's just see if Kyle can develop his board a little bit more. He would like a couple more Electrics, definitely. I believe Thunderous would be a good card to drop too. Maybe if he hits double Electrics, he'll drop down the Tyrogue that he just drew. Hard to say, but he is just sending up the Buffalont, and okay, so there is an Electric. Does he drop down the Tyrogue though to finish it up? You know, if he can, maybe he can bait his opponent catching up Tyrogue to let Buffalont just get in there for more knockouts. Definitely one of my favorite cards that Kyle is playing in his deck. It's very good against everything, but it's especially good in the Zekrom Electric Mirror match. So we do see a counter N by Adam. Kyle's hand was just getting far too ridiculous with those 2 prizes he got by knocking out that Mewtwo, so N will keep him back in check. But he is on the back foot. However, he will be able to knock out that Buffalont in one hit with that Mewtwo if he so chooses. It's a little risky though. Kyle could definitely just draw a Mewtwo of his own and just knock out his opponent's Mewtwo, and then where would Adam be? He would be in a pretty bad shape, definitely. But he does get a dual ball heads. Maybe grabbing a 3rd Mewtwo to round out this selection. So he grabs a Mewtwo and a Celebi. Pretty solid choices, and he definitely I think he wants to drop that Mewtwo now and start powering it up. He's definitely realizing, yeah, this game is just going to be all about Mewtwo. Nothing I can do about it. I initiated the Mewtwo war, so I just got to go all in with it. And let's see if Kyle can hold off this assault. Sky Arrow Bridge is in play, so that Dynamo does have free retreat. And now it's just all whether can Kyle get out Mewtwo's. If he can, then he's in great shape. He only really needs 1 right now. He can also use Catcher to catcher up the Celebi or the Tornadus and knock out one of those guys with Zekrom, putting Kyle at 2. This would allow him another turn to get Mewtwo out later. Or maybe he's just planning to just say, hey, I will use my Zekroms to their fullest and just use Bolt Strikes on Mewtwo's. But nope, he is choosing to Bolt Strike that Celebi. And does Kyle have a supporter to go with this turn? If he does, he might be holding it. He's just like, yeah, you're probably just going to end me, maybe. We'll see. I would like to see. I wonder if Kyle knows how many ends have gone, is in Adam's discard. Could be quite a lot, but we do see a knockout on Zekrom. So now it is tied 2-2. Does Kyle have a Mewtwo to respond to this Mewtwo war that Adam has started? And we do see there's a dual ball for I think 2 heads, so he will be able to grab some Mewtwo's here. There's Mewtwo, and does he have the energy? Yep, there's the DCE, double Dynamotor, and that's so much damage. And Mewtwo takes 2 prizes against Mewtwo, and Kyle ties up the series 1-1 in a pretty, I want to say standard game, but yeah, pretty standard game. And we're going off to game 3.